Alright, so I think I fixed everything. I think what happened is when I redid the values for the armor and then the game reinitialized, Arlisle has a random assortment of iron, or sorry, well, a random assortment of everything really. So he's got a random assortment of, you know, steel, iron, and various other things. I think he always has like basic chitin stuff and whatnot, but um, yeah, I was just a little worried because I was worried I'd screwed something up, but really it was just the game resetting. So I did go back, and he did have a helm and an armor. Uh, what I really need is like a chest piece of some kind. But I guess I'm not gonna get it. So what else are we selling? Corn cup root, cranberry, oatmeal. Never sell the saltress. Scales. Ah. Okay. So one of the things I was reading too, a guy was saying like you do this quest where you find Fargoth's hiding place, and then as soon as you return the money, and you get basically
Yes.
100 gold out of the 300 you could have kept, you feel like an idiot. And I was like, well, on one hand, I mean, I guess that's true. You could have not done that, but I mean, what is it? It's 200 gold. There's an infinite amount of gold in the game, really. You just keep buying and selling, and eventually you have more gold than anyone could ever count. But again, that comes down to the role-playing aspect. And some people like to role-play, and some people don't, and that's totally fine. Body's always really hard for me to find here. Uh, so here's the thing, like a lot of people complain about combat mode, and to be honest, most of the fighting, when you're fighting with weapons out in the world, swords or whatnot back in the day, most of the time people were blocking, their armor was, deflecting it, or you were missing. It was pretty hard to land vital strikes. And,
Go ahead, stranger. Go ahead, stranger.
I don't know.
To what do I owe the honor?
I don't think there's anything wrong with there being a learning curve for your character and for you. And with that in mind as well, I think it's important to recognize that
What's this regarding?
um, as long as you have, you know, a skill that's relatively high, basically 30 or above, and as long as your fatigue is high, you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna hit them every time, but you're gonna hit them a decent amount, and that is fine. You don't have to hit them every single time. And hell, when I was in Skyrim fighting, a lot of the times my attacks would miss simply because the guy would move out of the way. I would move out of the way in Skyrim, or he would block, or he would like bash me. I mean, Morrowind is a less technically proficient game, but it kind of simulates a lot of the same stuff. The better you are at striking, you're going to hit him more often.
I'm waiting.
The worse your guy is at defense, the more they're going to get hit, so I don't see any problem with that.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick. Die, Fetcher!
Where's my unarmored? I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that fatigue attacks do damage to your armor. I could sit there and let him hit me for a while, but I don't think it would have done anything. Okay.
I'm waiting.
All right. So I think our goal with Nerevar is we are going to join the Legion and the Fighters. We're going to join the Legion, Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, and all that. But we are going to primarily focus on the Fighters Guild and Imperial Legion. Not to the point where we beat them all, but we're going to try to get to the point where we're going to try to get to the point where we kind of can't do some of the last quests. Like Sorkville the Raven is actually very hard in this game. He has a, if you can kill him before he casts his spell, it's not terrible. But he has an item or or a spell that lets him summon multiple what's the word? Multiple skeletons, bone walkers, and a bone shade. Or bone lord. And what ends up happening is your strength gets compromised, your endurance, your agility, your speed, like they just debuff the hell out of you. And while he doesn't
Yes,
do a
friend.
ton of damage on his own, him and all the other enemies do a fair amount, and he will heal himself because he's wearing full heavy with the Mask of Clavicus Vial. And you eventually you can't do enough damage to kill him before he heals himself, and then after you kill his undead, he summons more. So I don't know if you could actually kill him after. I don't know if you can kill him after after killing his summons. You kind of have to kill him before, because it'll just switch back and forth. You hurt him, then you go after his summons, and then as you're hurting him, he'll cast his summons again, then you go after them while he's healing. It's a little bit frustrating.
This is the end of your wit.
This is the first dungeon. It's not too hard. There's a few things to watch out for. That guy down there will cast a lot of magic. And I don't know how much magic he has. But I could tell you if I got hit with all these spells while I was fighting him, I would die. his script is he just has to hit you once. I guess not. Alright. And I really like this thing right here, Armor of the Gods, to start with, as far as, you know, this is actually pretty useful. And this would be useful for the entire game. This is the kind of spell that I'd want to make for myself later on. Early on it's godly, later on it's, you know, pretty decent. Shield of Salazar, it's always going to be relevant on some level. Thunderfist I still needed to fix, I didn't do it last time. Warcry is just the buff for the warrior. Woad, who cares, but in a pinch they're all pretty useful. The beginning stuff was not that dangerous. It can be, depending on your build and what you're using. Normally I do a little bit of save scumming with the first thing that I'm in, that little warehouse, and I try to get a full set of, you know, heavy steel or imperial steel armor. Wow. So this used to be 10 grand, and I have no idea why the guy made it 10 grand. It kind of breaks the game, but I lowered it to 5. Still, that's like one of the best. That's probably the best item you can find early on by chance, based on your level. Yeah, that's first run I do. After I decrease all the values, I get the one that I want. I get the one that I would want the most. That's kind of funny. Because every run before this, we're talking about like 8 to 10 runs. 3 or 4 of them, there was nothing. And then a few other times with like a chitin pauldron or a chitin glove, like we're talking $1,000, which it's better than nothing, but it's definitely not what I really wanted. I wanted the chitin armor or chitin shield for that sweet 10 grand. And 5 grand's nothing to sniff at, but I'm kind of wishing I kept it the same. That's another thing I was thinking about doing. I guess it doesn't matter if I sell everything, because I'm not going to be using it for training with pretty much anything. One thing I was probably going to do, though, the last run I was doing, I did the I was doing the Imperial Legion first, and I started with the Imperial Steel, which I should probably change the value of to, since it's basically the same as regular steel, just more ornate and colorful.
Blessed we are.
You guys are free now. Very good. Just gotta make sure I do it in the right mod thing. Ah, that was frustrating though, trying to fix that, because I need this mod that I edited to go in the final spot. Because it has all of my edits and changes in it. If that goes after anything else, a lot of the changes go back to normal.
Any time
So things like the Fists of Randagulf, the Gideon's Ward, Ebony Armor, Lord's Mail, or Helm of War and Bearclaw, even the Serrano Ebony Helm, those things were tweaked a little bit by me, just to kind of give them a little bit of uniqueness. Even the Blade of the White Woe, I forgot to change the Saint's Sword. I changed the Saint's Sword to, and also Simisil, the Ebony Short Swords, to have a little bit more damage than the regular one, because the regular Ebony Sword in this game does more damage than the enchanted versions of the base weapon. So those weapons did about average of 5 or 6 damage less than the just the base Ebony Short Sword. So, alright, we're gonna wait 5 hours to see if Fargoth comes out. If not, then we'll have to reload. So we'll wait about like 30 seconds just to see if he starts sneaking. But sometimes you have to reload, and sometimes I have to go to 9 p.m. and then just crouch down and wait. Sometimes I go right to 10 and it works then. Other times I go right to 10 and it doesn't work. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the trigger is. But if it gets to 11 and he hasn't moved yet, then we just gotta go back. Although, I'm thinking... yeah, he's not going to go this time. He's just wandering around way back there. Alright. We're going to load this. We're going to rest till, I think, for 2 hours, and then try... I think the last time I did this, I was at 7 o'clock, and I waited till 10 after that. I think you gotta wait till it's dark. Okay, now that they've got their torches out. Now let's wait till 10 and see if he does it. Huh. What a lazy game. I just don't have time. I don't have time to just sit there and wait. It's worked so many times when you just wait till the 10 o'clock mark. Let's try it 1 hour by 1 hour. Oh, there he goes. Alright, now he's sneaking. now that we see where he went, go back. Alright. And then we will be free. Excellent.
Let's hear it.
An honor, to be sure.
Fine. We're done selling stuff to you, Arlisle. It's time for us to move on.
Close to the fire, don't you?
Okay.
An honor.
Yes.
Now, before we go up there, we need to collect. We got heather, got stoneflower, and we don't have willow anther. So we need a willow anther and a gold cannet, and then we are basically going to power through the first steps of the Mage's Guild. We're going to go check out Caius as well, say hello to him. He's going to tell us that we look like we have no idea what the hell we're doing. And then... What? You can eat all of that. You can eat whatever you want. The first trimester is hard. Poor girl. So, one of the early things that... One second, sorry. Okay. One of the factors in this game that will be very dangerous for you early on is low fatigue. The more fatigue, well, it's more and less, like the less fatigue you have, the higher your fatigue bar. The more fatigue you have, the lower your fatigue bar. So, when your fatigue bar is low, you're going to do less damage, take more damage, and everything you do is going to fail much, much more frequently. So, you know, it's one of the rules of the game, keep your fatigue high. And you can do it by walking like this everywhere, which people don't want to do. And again, like if you're a mage character or a thief and you're sneaking a lot, those are different. But I think for a warrior class, which is kind of what we are, we're doing more of the warrior general focus on athletics, endurance, heavy armor, like kind of the soldier. Got the spear, the blade, the athletics, the heavy armor, and like some speechcraft in there, but primarily we are the soldier class. So I would say if I was gonna play a mage, what I would probably do as far as
We
the
make a
stones, I'm
special
not
trip
sure which
just
one I
for
would
you.
pick, but I would
Same low
have
price.
one of them basically regenerate mana by 1 as part of their abilities. It's not a lot, it's not like terribly game breaking where you can just
Why
cast
walk
over
when
and
you can
over
run?
again. But every minute or two you'll have enough mana to do one spell. Now compare that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The weapons are going to go up faster anyway. So, yeah. Let's join the Mages Guild. You know what? Let's not do anything till we chat with Caius. We are going to be literally as new as possible.
What do you want?
What I may do for training purposes actually is just go steal a set of bone mold armor, wear that, and train in my medium armor. Blades trainer. Not too worried about that because we're not really going to be training. There we go. Look for freelance work, trouble, ready to come back. You'll have orders for me. That is the best quest in one of the best games. Go out, find some trouble, talk with people, explore, learn about shit, come back. Morrowind is exceptionally intimidating if you just know a little bit about it, because there is so much going on. But this game, along with I think 5 or 6 others, which I would say Planescape Torment, I'm gonna say 3. There's a couple others. Skyrim's pretty
I
good.
will listen.
But
Make it quick.
there's a couple that I would put as absolutely necessary for like my kids to play.
I'm waiting.
Because some of them, the stories are immaculate, the games are timeless, and I don't want them to be ruined by all the great graphics. Mushrooms. Mushrooms, yes, here they are. Beautiful. Duties, bet with Gebelier, fake soul gem. I'll go upstairs and look at that. And one of the things I was trying to think of is, should I steal or should I not steal various things, or a certain amount of things? And one of the things I was like, well, you know what? I don't think I've ever bought anything from this lady in the last couple years that I've played this. I just haven't done it. So, and even if I did, a soul gem worth 3,000 gold when I can get my own for, you know,
You wish to
a
speak?
golden saint for 7,000 or an ascended sleeper for 7,000. I mean, what's the point of? What's the point? Alright, so we just turned in all the flowers, so now we basically go get a ceramic bowl and wait for her to get up there. And then we come back, find our stolen reports, and then we are going to be good. There you go. Get back where you belong.
Speak.
So this is kind of a fast track, and you get, 6 restore magicka, some restore health potions. You get a couple of nice early game items that it's not like they're the best things ever, but they're decent. Ceramic bowl, 2 gold, not gonna haggle. So I do the quest for Ajira first, just to get our stats up at the Mages Guild. I'll do a couple quests for the Fighters Guild. I also like to do the Thieves Guild pretty early here, but the problem is
So what do you want?
I tend not to find a good light armor set for a while. I prefer the Morag Tong or the Dark Brotherhood armor. And the Morag Tong, you have to taunt someone to kill it. I don't even think there's I don't even think there's a set that's laying around anywhere. If there is, someone tell me. But yeah, you either have to kill a Dark Brotherhood guy or kill a Morag Tong guy. Either way, you either have to wait or you have to go in and test your luck and see if somebody will kill you.
Yes.
Alright, here you go, girl. Let's do the ceramic bowl. Beautiful. Now we can barter with her pretty well. So we got some exclusive potions, which are nice. Quality restore endurance. Sell that. Grief. Grief. And she can't do that, that's fine. So I don't know what her residual items are. Maybe it's Saltress, maybe it's Heather. Each character has their own residual items that can be bought or sold. I need to repair some of my stuff. And we kind of have 2 choices as far as what our next step is. We can go, what I tend to do is I go to the
Yes,
thankfully we have our alchemy's at 30, so we didn't have to train to get to the 2nd level. We could actually do her quests now and kind of finish them out.
Quick
Get a lot of gold that way.
I have a question.
But if we go to Ebony Mine down here, it's abandoned, then we go to Vivek, we can basically get a Daedric Katana right off the bat, which is one of the great weapons in the game. Or go into this thing over here. We will have to train our sneak up quite a bit to get it. Or I could buy a potion of invisibility, crouch and steal it that way, which should be an instantaneous thing. And we get the Sword of the White Woe, which did buff. So this is one of the best swords you can get for a while. So the base damage for this is, I think, 6 to 26, or 4 to 26. So the middle one I lowered to 4 to 24, the bottom one 2 to 16, and the top 6 to 32. So it's that damage is buffed. This is basically doing a little bit less than a Daedric Wakizashi. But before it was doing less damage than, you know, Ebony Short Sword, Daedric Short Sword. It was basically almost a glorified Daedric Tonto, if we're being honest here. And that just made me so sad because it's one of my favorite items. So I changed the damage so it's a little higher. We raised the value, and that is the item that we can get. The problem is, even if we take off all of our heavy stuff, we can't really get that. We basically would have to sit back here for a couple hours, crouching and trying to get our sneak trained up. Let's see if we move closer even, or it's just
What was that?
it's very intermittent. Now, this guy's got a high awareness, so we're not going to go after that right now. What we're also not going to do is do the Mages Guild immediately, because that's going to send us over here, and there's literally, in the Mages Guild, there's nothing to fight in this first run through. You're just going to places and asking people for money, asking them to join you, or lying to Rhaenys about all the people that you're not killing. But, yeah. And, unfortunately, one of the harder things in this is everything.
Anytime you're ready.
So if I was to go right now and go try to fight the cave rats over there, I would be in a very difficult situation. That's what Itis, Our Lady of the Fighters Guild, wants me to do. And I don't want to do that. One of the reasons why I like to train things up is just so that I don't end up wasting so many resources. Edge leather pauldron. I'm gonna find a lot of these, but I wonder if I should wear them. Just get my light armor up. Cloth bracer. 10, 10. I need steel pauldrons. And I could use some steel armor. And get our mercantile up so we can actually trade for things at a reasonable price. Chitin. And chitin throwing stars. I can always buy these back to store later on, but for right now, it's just would be safer to not do that. So, I think before doing the Fighters Guild even, I should go... I need to do a little bit of trading. I need to go to Genesis and join the Legion. Considering that we're identifying more as a soldier this time, that's kind of our first first stint, and then after that we can do a little bit of the Fighters Guild. Or concurrently at some point. We're definitely not going to finish the Imperial Legion. And then not start anything else. Okay, that's good. Skirt. Alright, shirt. Pants. Sell those pants too. Keep the black ones because we like those. Slave bracers. What else are we selling? Cloth. Pants. Do I need to keep the Sujama? I don't think I do. We're not going to need these for a while. Okay, so we're going to sell the gem feeders because we just need that little bit extra gold. And I really should sell these Kwamayus. I'll probably end up selling them to Jira. I'm just going to buy them back eventually, but for right now, definitely need them. Need to get the mercantile skill up. The higher the personality, the better our... Well, the better a lot of things are, honestly. Beautiful. 270. Beautiful. So we do have a few things that we need to sell as well to a trader or whatnot, but for the most part, we're about ready. So we're going to go to Caldera, because we always go to Caldera first for various reasons. I am not going to steal the Master's setup there, because I don't have a place to put it, and I'd rather not sell it immediately. And I think one of my rules was not to steal from your guild members, but I already stole from Gebelier, so who knows. Barter. Boom. That's good. Boom. And we'll sell our skooma. We'll sell the sugar. Now, there is... There is a set of orcish armor behind this guy, or at least partially. In the vanilla game, you could steal this, and even if he saw you, he wouldn't care. So, I don't know if that's still the case. I can try to steal it legitimately, but I just kind of want to see. Nope. They come up to kill you. Okay, I just wanted to check. So we're not going to be able to steal that right now. Technically, I guess we could have stolen it, but the game thought that we couldn't. However, if we get enough money, we do the Shrine of Boethia quest, we could get this guy out of here, and then we could steal that stuff.
Say your word. Say your word. Go ahead, Stu.
What I'm really looking for, though, is a set of the Imperial Silver, which I'm going to need a lot of. We don't receive any of this in the game. You go from Imperial Steel to Imperial Templar. And Duke's Guard, right, Pauldron. What the fuck is that? Duke is Steel, that's 35. Imperial Silver is 40. And then Duke's Guard, 46. Imperial Templar, 46. So you get the Imperial Templar for free as you complete quests. You do not get the Imperial Silver. So what I was hoping to do was buy a fair amount of Imperial Silver and wear that when I was doing the Imperial quest line. Unfortunately, that stuff's very expensive. Thankfully, I have a chitin shield, and I can trade for some of it. So, yeah, I will basically need 5,000 for that, and then about 1,000 for most of the other pieces. Although it might be 500. I would need to go to Genesis to kind of verify it. So,
Let's hear it.
yeah, before we do that, let's connect with our guy.
Say your needs. Say your business.
Sell you, and I guess we can sell you guys just for a little bit of extra gold. Okay. Let's get it going.
Say your word. Speak quickly.
So I'm actually going to go to
Let's hear it.
Moonmoth Fort.
If I can help my
And, wait a minute. Let me think about this. I need to get my medium armor, my unarmored, and my light armor up so I can get this endurance thing up to basically 100. And I gotta do that before I do my first level.
good day.
I'm sure.
And
it
my
can work
first
out
level's
okay
going up
price.
a little bit by a little bit because we did our long blade and we just got some athletics. We may need to put on some cheap light armor.
Yes, what is it?
We may need to put on some cheap light armor and some cheap medium armor, and then keep some of ourselves unarmored so that we can
I'm
get
with you.
a fair amount of experience spread out. I'm gonna need 45 skill points to get this maxed, because every 3 skills in heavy armor or medium or whatever will net me 1 endurance point. So I'd like some light armor. I'd like some medium armor. can't really afford the good medium armor, so I guess I could have kept that chitin shield. Medium. We're gonna go up to Balmora, or sorry, to Alderaan really quick.
What is this about?
Normally I wear heavy armor to build that up, but we are role-playing with a guy that already is good at heavy armor, and I don't want that to increase, because then we'll get levels, and we don't want levels right now. Well, we do, but we want to get, like, even if we get levels, we don't want to utilize them and level up, because then our health won't be as high as it could be. One point of health may not seem like a lot early on, but later on, if you have 10 levels, that's 10 health points. 50 levels, that's 50, so... So he's coming up right now. We'll wait for him to wander around. We've got Iron, don't care, Quama, Saltress. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. He got stuck. His script thinks that he's downstairs.
Make it quick, Maud.
If he's stuck up there... we can train up a few things. And I don't need all the bone mold down here. I just need one good set.
This better be important.
Alright, you're down here. I need to go up and take this quick. Nice. It's about 1,000. So I can kind of just go sell all my heavy armor and replace it with a few other things. Oh, there's no helmet here. Shields, arms, legs, body, boots, but no helm. What else do we got up here? There's a helm. I want the Veteran Master helm if I'm going to be wearing the medium armor. I'm not really looking for a bunch of ingredients right now. I know I could take the Saltress, but... Okay. So we're gonna head back, and I need to explore a little bit. And... I want to save my steel, because we always need a lot of steel later just to hoard. But as far as just wearing... we can go We just gotta find some light armor to wear on our down here.
Can you ask your question?
Figure it out.
Please? I must be going.
I'll figure it out.
What is this?
But we're gonna have to do a little bit of wandering around and training. That would be good to get a level before. Damn, I hate not being able to train. I need to have no helm in here. Okay. So once we get our endurance up to the 99 mark, it's going to be a lot easier to play the game. Because before then, we're not really playing, we're just kind of practicing. Oh, you're the pawnbroker. You're the outfitter. So there's no bone mold helm. There is a bone mold helm, okay. 40. You know what? Just protect ourselves. I kind of leaning towards getting that guy. I see.
Oh, I'm sure this is important, but I really must go.
You are taking a bit to persuade, so let's give this a shot. Alright. So I was up about $150 on the price of this. Now we're down about 150. So it's about 300 gold turnaround, and we could probably lower it more. Okay, that's good. It's ugly, but so is the bone mold. Okay. Take you off, you up. We are going to sell you and you. And I'm going to put you on there. Ah, we're going to sell that too. Okay. So I need... I may actually just buy... I may buy some chitin. I can always take things off if I need to. So we could go. Let me just check and see what my stuff looks like. Medium armor is 15. Light armor is 10. Unarmored is 5. So unarmored is going to go up fast, but I don't want to be mostly unarmored. Alright, so bottom body is going to be there. Want to protect the head, so we'll do that. And I think... You know, we're going to be a little bit smart about this, so we're going to sell one of you. And we're going to sell one of you. you... We're just going to get our mercantile high early on, because there's no reason not to do that. And we're going to sell boots. I want to keep one set of the bone mold just to save. So what do we got? Gloves. So we're going to sell the gloves, because we're wearing gloves. We sold the pauldrons. I could sell the tower shield. I could have given this all to the creeper, but guys, I'm an idiot. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna keep these, I think. We're gonna do chitin. Although that's really expensive. I should really do this right here to get that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $6,000 to cover 10, 20, 30, 40% of my body. This is 2,000 to cover 10, or 40 or 50%. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, because the shield counts, so it's 40%. Could also do netch leather. Netch leather sucks. You know what? I'm just gonna go with this. Alright. Light, unarmored, and mostly medium. This should be okay. So... we're gonna go back to Satanine, and then I think... yeah, I tell you, not training really forces you to actually play the game. Because I would have just trained up my armor stuff. But armor's one of those things where it's just like, alright, I'm not training this up this time. You gotta be slow and methodical.
Where would you like to go?
I tell you, the most dangerous thing with the kind of way that we're playing is to not start out with heavy armor. That's every single playthrough I've done is light armor and unarmored are my two major skills. That's because I could wear the heavy armor and, you know, train that up, and I would have a lot of armor, and I'd have a lower level, and I would get my endurance up, and I could wear it, and it'd be great, but... oh well. Those are skill books, and I don't want to do those. I want to be careful about what we are doing. Alright. So unfortunately the first quest for the Mages Guild, which I can't do, well, I could do, but it'd be very dangerous, is going to Valmora. Well, traveling up to here, so we have to go through this way, down this road, and up into the Foyota where there's a bunch of blighted creatures. And even if they weren't blighted, I could be killed right now
Why
by a
walk
single
when you can
cliff
ride?
racer pretty easily. Especially if they were blighted, so we kind of want to stay in this area right here, away from the Ashlandy place. The only people who can really fight are the crappy bandits. And unfortunately, if I go through Pelagiot that way, a lot of the bandits that we fight, there's some pretty tough ones, or there are Nords or Orcs that have axes and hammers, and they do a ton of damage. I've been one-shot before at level 10, with like 50 heavy armor, by a Nord in there that's just naked with a big axe. It's not fun. So... yeah, let's go to Balmora and we'll make that our base of operations.
We
And
make a
we'll
special
travel.
journey just for you. Say low.
We'll travel to the Legion. And, get notified that we need to go to Genesis. Do the quest there for the Imperial Legion first. We also are going to need a few potions and scrolls to be safe. Cure poison, cure paralysis, cure common disease. Let's get 3 of those. Let's get some cure light disease. And I do want a few scrolls.
What's your score?
Of course, I don't know where we get the scrolls. Ah. Nothing there. No scrolls of divine intervention. You've got a few. Okay. That's nice. So we're about ready to go. Imperial Legion. So we're going to go to General
Speak
Darius
up.
at some point, and oof.
What's this
I mean,
about?
unfortunate thing is we're pretty weak. I'm gonna need to wander around and just get hit a little bit and train up my armor. Like a few hits. We're talking like 5 hits will get my unarmored skill up. So that's not the end of the world. The problem is I have to do this at 60 health. But Woad will help. Shield of Nazar of Shezar will help. Warcry will help. Armor of the Gods will help. Alright. You know what? We're gonna take a little break. Go It's destruction. Mage spells I was talking about, but I don't really need those. They're not going to help.
This scent is new.
So, alright. We shall play